Once upon a time there were two large mountains reaching from the north of Heyang down to the south of Jizhou. These two mountains stretched for over 700 miles and had mighty peaks over 7,000 feet high. One mountain was called the Taihang, while the other was called the Wangwu. Living at the foot of the northern mountain there was a 90-year-old man called Yu-Kung. When traveling south for business, he and his family had to pass around these mountains, which was of great annoyance to them. And so one day, Yu-Kung gathered the whole family and said, "I'm going to move those mountains away and build a highway instead. We will all together level those steep peaks so that the road can lead all the way to the southern part of Yuzhou and reach the banks of the Han River. Are you with me?" Everyone agreed but his wife, who sneered at him and said, "With your strength, you wouldn't be able to level a sand castle, never mind the Taihang and Wangwu mountains. Besides, where will you put all the soil and the rocks you will dig up?" But everybody dismissed her and said, "We will throw them into the Bohai Sea, to the north of Yintu." And so it happened that Yu-Kung led 3 of his strongest children and grandchildren up the mountain, where they started to hammer away at the rocks, dig up the soil, and carry it all down to the sea in large baskets. The widow of the neighboring Jinchang family had an orphan 7 or 8 years old who leapt around to help them. Then winter and summer passed, but they could only make one trip to the sea. There was a scholar named Zhi Suo in Hequ who heard about this matter and came to talk to Yu-Kung. "You fool, you are already over 90 years old. How many more do you think you can live? With that little strength you have left, you won't lift a leaf from those mountains. What do you think you can do with rocks and stones? How could you possibly move 2 mountains? But Yu-Kung sighed and replied, "You're right, my strength alone is indeed very limited, but I have a son, and my son has another son, and he too will have a son. There will be endless generations of children, while the mountains, they won't grow taller. I'm not afraid of digging them up. Are you?" But the wise scholar had nothing to say to that. When the mountain gods residing on the peaks noticed Yu-Kung's endeavor, they were afraid that he would indeed dig endlessly, so they reported him to the heavenly ruler. The heavenly ruler was moved by the earnest efforts of Yu-Kung and ordered the 2 sons of the powerful god Kwa to carry away the 2 mountains. From then on, there were no longer any high mountains blocking the road to the southern part of Jizhou until the banks of the Han River. The Old Fool Who Moved a Mountain is a Chinese folk tale from the works of Lie Yu-Kou named Liezi Tang Wen, published during the Warring States period. I am Lao Zhao. Thanks for listening, and more to come soon. Bye bye.